Alright guys, so this week around we gotten our clan battle reward. So me personally, I got a total of 30,000 of the grand coins. So this topic I want to quickly talk about, the grand coins, and then as far as what you guys want to be buying, I think there has been a research of a kind of discussion about this, obviously, and then I want to kind of brush in this topic into something we will eventually see for global, that is called the subunit, subskill, or subslot, however we want to call it. I will transition over to my JP account to kind of give you guys a more visualize of it so I can kind of explain a little bit better. But essentially, what you guys want to buy, if you guys are free to play, you guys were able to pull one copy of the unit, one copy of the pilot. I think people are kind of like wondering, all right, what do I want to get? I think the most obvious question or most obvious answer is to buy out the units, because the unit value is gonna be it's gonna wager more than the actual pilot. The pilot, I will 100% say they are as good as they are even at that one copy. So I think that's still stands true. But the unit, there's just so much more you can get out of it, because you're not only are you getting increased stats, you're also getting an increased percentage on your EX skills, and then sometimes they have additional effects, so you are getting more out of that. And then for eventually when global get the sub skill, in order to even get the sub skill from the unit, you have to have your unit at least potential 1. So I'm going to show you guys how that looks like in JP. I just want to quickly talk about that. So if you guys are wondering what to buy the unit first, and it's gonna take 5 months, all right, because every month you are able to buy 25, right? So it's gonna take 5 months to get 125 of the fragments, so it's gonna take a minute, all right? So that's why I want to get you guys prepared. I don't want you guys just kind of get blindsided and be like, oh, when subskill comes around, be like, whoops, we were not prepared for that. So I want to get you guys ready for that, so you guys can potentially start buying these if you guys do have them or you guys do want them. I think for Nightingale I do need to start buying them, but I have not, because me personally, I never really liked the Nightingale design in this one. I'm waiting for a revamp eventually. I don't know if we'll ever get a different modern one, but I mean, like, it is what it is. All right. So let me kind of transition over to this wiki real quick. This is just a really resourceful website. I do suggest you guys to, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have checked out this website. So I'm gonna kind of give you guys a glimpse of what the sub skill is and what it essentially does. So every unit in JP, not every unit, I shouldn't say every unit. So majority, I want to say give or take 60% of the unit has a sub skill. So on the wiki, it's just simply called a sub skill. So you are getting a bunch of effects. Specifically for the Nightingale, we are getting an evasion rate increase and yada yada yada. So you guys can definitely read these yourselves. But essentially, when a unit is sub under a main unit, the sub unit's sub skill is gonna get added into the main unit. So you are essentially just getting stronger, right? Not only or the sub unit's stat get transferred to the main unit, the sub unit sub skill gets added into the main unit as well. So you are essentially being able to use whatever the effects on these right here. So these are pretty strong. Like this is obviously a max out, but increased evasion rate. So for example, if your unit does not already have that, that is a really nice bonus to have, and the increased beam damage, projectile damage, and then also increasing damage. This is really good effects that is gonna work really good on I guess majority of the green unit, right? It's a pretty cool ability. For Zeta, just gonna quickly give you a glimpse of what it does. It's actually pretty long, so I'm not really gonna go over everything, but you guys can see it's a more enhanced, it's pretty much further enhancing what the unit is already doing. That's actually really nice. All right. And then this one should be the red new Gundam. This one, same thing. Yeah, it's pretty much like nearly identical as the Zeta, but I think this portion of the line is different. So in order to activate this, you do have to have at least potential 1, which I'm gonna show you guys in my JP account real quick. And then for Sasabi, let's kind of quickly go over that. The reason why I'm trying to cover this right now, because this is giving us an idea of like which one you might want to focus on getting first if you guys are limited in the grand coin. So That's why I'm doing this right now. And then eventually, pretty much all of your standard unit will have them as well. But obviously, these you can buy, so I want to get you guys ready for those. If you guys like for standard unit, I don't really care covering too much on them because those are standard units, so you can kind of get them whenever they are available to summon for, right? Yeah, pretty much the same thing. And then last one, at least, we have the full armor unicorn. Where is the sub skill? Yeah, look at this. I'm not gonna read into that. That is really long. I want to say there's at least like a good 5 to 6 or even 7 effects into this. Yeah, I'm not. That's like the whole paragraph to read through. I'm not. Nope, we ain't doing that. But I think you guys kind of get the idea of these sub skills. They are really powerful. They are subtle effects, but they are in tangent with another unit, so you get 2 actually. It does make things a lot more stronger than it is. So now that we kind of cover what it looks or what kind of sub skill are present for these unit, so you guys can kind of decide whether or not you want to buy the one you guys have and etc. So I am gonna quickly hop over to the JP account and then kind of show you guys how that kind of looks like just for a preview of it. Alright, so for context, this is how it should looks like for global whenever we get it. So underneath the main unit, there are 2 slots that you can actually allot for a unit, or 2 unit actually. So how this actually works, so it is color correspondent, so you cannot, for example, your main unit is red, you cannot subslot a blue, green, or any other color. It has to be that same color. And then how the unit actually works, so you know how we have these typings, right? We have a generic unit, we have a raid or whatever. So on the subslot, if you are able to pair it up with the same typing, you're getting up to a 10% whatever stat this unit has is gonna get transferred into the main unit. So any other that's not the same category is getting a 5%. So max out, you can get 10% for having the same category. If it's any other than its own category, it will just be a regular 5%. So that is just the overall context of things. So you guys can see that pretty much all these subslot right now has a kind of like a static just line going up and down, right? So that is essentially signifying that the sub skill is activated, because if we do quickly take a look at all these units, they are at least potential 1 or above. You guys can see the sub skill is pretty much activated. So we have a total of 6 effects, which will not read over them because I do not know the translation of it. So if we do take a look at a unit that me personally do not have it, let's say at potential 1, for example, the Kasi Gundam, you guys will see that the sub skill is currently locked. So it says that the sub skill will be unlocked whenever we have the potential at 1. So that is essentially the concept of things. So that's why I want to get you guys prepared, especially the limited suit, because like I said again, it's going to take 5 months for you guys to at least get to potential unleash 1. So that's why it is better to get ahead to kind of get the unit now rather than wait until global has the sub skill, and then at that point in time you have to wait 5 more months to get that up and ready. So hopefully this is kind of helpful to you all, at least like a more introduction into the sub skill and then how they actually works and on that. It's pretty straightforward actually. There's not really too much of a tricks to it. I guess the biggest problem is actually just getting more unit of the same unit of the same color, because you guys can see 1 slot right here is gonna take up 3 units, so it is gonna be a lot. So this is another true testament of like how readily available your boxes, right? So we have that, but other than that, that's gonna pretty much covers up the introduction to the sub skill and then how to kind of spend your grand coins.